Hello friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel, that is Discourse on Law and Politics. So my dear friends, you all know that in the UP Judiciary prelims, and also in that you will find that the questions which are coming on international law, they are going to cover the questions majorly on the United Nations. Okay, so in today's video we are going to discuss about the principal organs of the United Nations, and we will discuss about the committees, and we will discuss also about the specialized agencies of the UN, and we will discuss also about the special programs of the United Nations. And you all know that each year, whenever they are going to have the prelims examinations, they ask questions from these areas. Okay, so this is very important, and in the last few hours, it is very important to revise also these things. So for your better understanding, I had taken the certain pictures here so that you can get better understanding about this one. So if you are first on my YouTube channel, please subscribe my channel, that is Discourse on Law and Politics. Okay, so let's start this video. So the principal organs which are of the United Nations, you all know that the total number of the principal organs are 6. And now let's see one by one which are those the principal organs of the United Nations. Let's try to find out this. So the first kind of the principal organ of the United Nations is here, that is the General Assembly. You all can see here, this is General Assembly. So this body which is principal organ, it is a body which is like a deliberative assembly. That means here the members of all the United Nations members, they come and they sit and they discuss about their concern, they discuss about the international issues also, and the purpose which are there, they are trying to resolve non-compulsory recommendation to states or suggestion to the Security Council. So they give some kind of suggestion, they do some kind of actions. So it is a body where they people sit there, they discuss, the members of all the United Nations, they sit together and then they discuss also that. They also discuss about that admission of new members, whether they need to have admit a new member, but that must be always followed by the United Nations Security Council. So if they want to admit a new member in the United Nations, that must be always with the approval of you can say that the Security Council, UNSC, that means United Nations Security Councils. The another function which it does, that is the adopt the budget. So for the United Nations, when any question comes, that is how much budget is required for that year, that is going to be decided by this body of the United Nations. So my dear friends, all these aspects had been asked in the UP prelims also already, and therefore they are very much important. You all know that the questions are coming from the previous years also. Then they also do a kind of functions here, that is with respect to the election of the non-permanent members of United Nations Security Council. So you all know that the total number of the members of the United Security Council is 15, and out of 15 only 5 are the permanent, and then the 10 are going to be non-permanent. So for this 10 non-permanent permanent members, they are going to elect, and they also elect for the ECOSOC, that means Economic and Security Councils members. So they also elect the members for that one, and they will also elect the Secretary General of the United Nations. So this is how you can find that this is the third kind of the function which they are doing. So majorly it is like a deliberatory body where all the members of the United Nations, they sit together, they give some kind of suggestions to the Security Councils. They also adopt the budget for these United Nations. They also decide whether a new member should come into the body of this United Nations, but that is subject to the followed by the decision of the Security Council. So this is how you can find here. Apart from this, they also elect this non-permanent members for the Security Council. They also elect the members for the Economic and Social Council also. They also appoint the the Secretary General of the United Nations. So this is how you can find here. Okay, and with this you can find that each country will have one vote here. So you can see also that they whenever there is a question comes about the voting, each country will have a one vote. And apart from this, they also elect the International Court of Justice, judges of the International Court of Justice. So this is how you can find here. So in summary, if you just see the kind of the election they are doing here, you can make a list here like this. So they are electing the, just I am writing here, the permanent members for the Security Council. They also elect for the non-permanent members for the Security Council. They elect the members for what? For ECOSOC. That is how you can see. That means here Economic and Security Council. They also elect the Secretary General. They also elect the judges of the ICJ. Judges of the ICJ. And each member has only one vote. So this is how you can find the summary of the functions. Apart from this body is also doing a budget for the they are doing a budget for this the Security General Assembly do the budget for the United Nations. So this is the way you can find. Okay, so the major functions which are given here. Moving to the next major you can say principal organ, which is here. Let's see which is the next one. This is the UN Secretariat. Okay, and now here you can see just related with this previous organ, they are going to elect the Secretary General here. Okay, you can see, and this Secretary General is going to be a part of this Secretary General is going to be part of this body, UN Secretariat. Okay, so now here you can see the what is the kind of the function they are going to do. Here you can see find that the UN Secretariat support the UN bodies administratively. So they organize conferences, they write reports, they do studies, and they also prepare the budgets. And this budget is going to be approved in this house, that is the General Assembly. So the UN Secretariat is a kind of the body which do a kind of the administrative functions. In that administrative function, they will organize certain conferences, they will write certain reports, they will also prepare the budget as well, they will do studies also. So this is how they do this. And now the chairman of this one UN Secretariat would be called as the UN Secretary General. Okay, and they are going to elect it. You can see here the chairperson of this body would be called as a UN Secretary General, and they will be elected by the General Assembly for 5 years, and is the you can find that they will represent, that means the chairperson of this UN Secretariat will represent the UN. That is how you can find. Very important position is this. So you can see here, this is how you can find the position of this Secretary General of this person in the UN Secretariat. You can see here. Okay, so this is the second body. So in summary, if you have to say that about the function of this UN Secretariat, you find that it is doing conferences, it is writing the reports, it is doing the studies, and also they are preparing the budget. Okay, and this budget will be approved where? That is the General Assembly. Okay, of the UN. So this is how you can make a summary of this. All these points are very important so that you can get more clarity about this one. Therefore I had bring this picture here so that you can get more idea about this one. And let's see the next principal organ of this United Nations, and this is the third kind of the body which you can see, and this is the International Court of Justice. Okay, so what kind of function it does? So this International Court of Justice, they perform these kind of functions. You can see here, they decide disputes between the states and that recognize its jurisdiction. They also give their opinions on what matters, on the legal issues, they give their opinions. So if any opinion is required, they will give the opinion as well. They will decide the disputes between the states and recognize its jurisdictions also. And that's the next kind of function which they do. They are giving a judgment. Whenever they are giving a judgment, it must be always with the majority. Okay, so they have 15 members as a judge, and all these judges who are there, they are going to be elected by the UN General Assembly for the 9 years. Okay, so this is the question which you know, that very important for the prelims also. So you can see here, so this is how you can see that the structure of this body, which is called as a International Court of Justice. So in summary, if we have to say, so what kind of function they do, this body, that is ICJ, International Court of Justice. So they decide disputes, then they give their opinion on what matters, on the legal issues. Whenever they are going to give a judgment, it would be always with the majority opinion, and the total number of judges would be here 15, and they will be here for the 9 years. Okay, so this is in summary. You can find here the details, basic details about this third principal organ, that is the International Court of Justice. Moving to the next, the fourth one, and that is very important, and UN Security Council. Okay, so what kind of function they do here? This UN Security Council, they perform functions on the international security issues. So whenever any international concerns happens with respect to the security of the world, they are going to take the decisions, or in case if any problem happens in any part of the world, then this Security Council will take the action here. And basically, if you see the major function they are doing here, you can see here, they are responsible for what? For the international peace and security. So they are responsible for this one, international peace and security. They have to maintain this one. So whenever any kind of conflict is happening in the world, they will be the first to responsible for this one. And they can also adopt certain kind of the compulsory resolutions, where you will see it is to be binding, that is to be complied of. And you all can see this is going to be a 15 members body. Already we have discussed this one, and among these 15 members there will be 5 permanent members, and these permanent members will have the veto power, and the 10 members is going to be elected, and this election will happen where? That is in the General Assembly. So in summary, if we have to say, they are here for what? They are here, Security Council is here for the maintenance of international peace and security. It is of 15 member bodies, 5 are the permanents, 10 are the elected body, and this election took place where? It is in the General Assembly. Okay, so this is how you can find this. The members are going to be elected. Okay, moving to the next principal organ of this United Nations, the major, this is the, here you can see UN Economic and Social Council. So this is how you can find that, and they are majorly dealing with the global economic and social affairs. So this body which is here, UN Economic and Social Council, they are going to deal with this for global economic and social affairs. So what kind of function they do? They are responsible here for the cooperation between states as regards economic and social matters. So they will do a kind of cooperation between the members of the UN. So for example, if they need a kind of the cooperation based on the economic and social matters, then this body will be responsible. For example, take the example of Sri Lanka. Why we are taking? Because Sri Lanka was facing some problem, and now if they need some supports and this economic and social affairs, they come to point that India can support the Sri Lanka on certain matters of economic and social matters, then they will do a kind of cooperation, okay, between India and Sri Lanka. So that is a kind of, they will do a kind of coordination. You can see here, they will do a kind of coordinations between the India and Sri Lanka. So this is how they are doing a kind of the coordination. Apart from this, they are also doing a kind of the cooperation between the specialized agencies also. So WHO and some other kind of the specialized agency which are there, like ILOs and the WHO, there is a kind of cooperation is required. They will do the cooperation between these agencies also. So it is like, for example, if there is need to have coordination between the ILO and the WHO, then they will do this. So this is how you can find the functions of this Economic and Social Council. And the total number of members who are going to be here, that is 54, and they will be elected by whom? By General Assembly, and they will here to serve 3 years mandate. So they will be here for the 3 years. So this is how you can find that it is of 54 members, and these members are going to be elected by General Assembly, and they will be here for the 3 years. So in summary, if we have to summarize the position of this Economic and Social Council, then we can say that it is like a body which cooperate between state to state, and also it is between the UN specialized agencies also. Okay, it is of 54 members, and these members will be elected by the General Assembly, and they will serve here for the 3 years. So this is how you can find. Okay, coming to the next, the last one, the sixth body which is here, and the sixth body is which is here, that is the UN Trusteeship Council. Okay, and what is the purpose of this? It is to trust territories, but currently it is inactive. Okay, basically it is for what? It is for the purpose of that which are the colonial, who were the part of the colonial ruling, and now they have got some kind of you can say find that the freedom they want to have. Then they will do a kind of the you will see that they will do a kind of trusteeship. So but this body is no more in active in natures, because it was last time when it was active, it was for the Palau, and that was a trust territory, and later on it has got the tent. So whenever any colonial territory was there, and later on there is need to take care about that, they will take care that territory, and later on they will try to make that the nation can get the freedom. Similarly, you can see in the 1994 this was happened when the Palau was there, and it was a trust territory. Later on it got the independence also. This is how you can see here about this Palau. So with this we are going to know about the principals organ of the United Nations. So let's see about the 6 committees, which is also very important. So what are those 6 committees of the United Nations? Let's see. So these are the 6 committees which you can see here. So sometimes the questions are being asked that how many committees are there, and what are the name of these committees, and which is not the committees. Okay, so let's see here the name of the committees and the number of the committees. Okay, so the first committee, which is also part of this UN, that is which is working in the consonance of that, it is this one. You can see the first committee. This is about disarmament and international security. So this is a committee which works with respect to disarmament. So they don't want to have a country or world with the arms. So therefore they are looking for there, and they are here majorly for the international security. The second kind of committee which you can see here, that is Economic and Financial Committee. So this is the second kind of committee which deals with the economic and financial matters. Okay. The third kind of committee, which is also of the part of UN, that is the third committee is here, that is the Social, Humanitarian and Cultural. Okay, so they deal with the social problems, they deal with the humanitarian problems, they deal with the cultural problems. So in order to resolve that, they are working there. The fourth kind of the committee, which you all can see here, this is the fourth kind of committee, and this is the specialized political and decolonization. So it is to give a political functions, and also it is to ensure that there should not be any colonial territory. All the territories must be decolonized. So this is how you can find here. And the fifth committee is here, which is working with the administrative and budgetary. So they are dealing with the administrations, and they are also dealing with the budget actions. So this is how you can see. And the last committee, which is here, that is sixth committee. It is with respect to the legal. So it is with respect to the legal here. You can see legal functions. So this is how you can find that. So they are more about like dealing with the legal matters, and they are dealing with the more legal opinion. So you can say that they are more in like in consonance, and they are more working with the International Court of Justice. So this is how you can see the committees. Now let's see the names of the formers and the present secretary generals, and let's see how many secretary generals till now has been appointed and their numbers, because this kind of the questions is also being asked in the UP prelims. Okay, let's move to that one. So let's see who were the secretary generals and who is the present secretary generals. So this is the list which you can see. So you can see here the first name which is here, that is Gladwin Jeb, who was belonging to the United Kingdom, and he was in the office from 24th October 1945 till the 2nd February 1946. So he was just only as a caretaker, okay, till the appointment of the first Secretary General. So the first man who was there, that is Trygve, and he was belonging to Norway, and he was in office from 1946 till the 1952, and he resigned from his office. So this is how you can find that. So Trygve was the first. So this is a question which you can find that comes in the prelims, first Secretary General of the United Nations. Okay, and he remained for the almost 6 years, more than 6 years, and 6.5 like that you can see. The next person who was the Secretary General of the United Nations, that was Dag Hammarskjöld, who was belonging to Sweden, and he was in the office from 1953 till the 1961, and he died in the office also. So this is the way you can find here. This man was died in the office also. So this is also a question which is being asked, that who was the Secretary General of the United Nations who died in his office. So this man was died, Dag Hammarskjöld. That is how you can see. Next person who was there as a Secretary General, that man was the Yu Thont, and he was belonging to the Burma. He remained in the office from 1961 till the 1971. So he served 2 terms, and this man was the first non-European to head this office, that is the UN Secretariat. You can find there. So this is the man who was the first non-European person. Okay, before this, all these 2 people, Trygve and Dag, they were the European person. So this is this man was the first one, okay, non-European. Coming to the next one, the fourth Secretary General, that is the Kurt Waldheim, and he was from the Austria, and he was in the office from 1972 till the 1981, and he was from the Austria. So this is how you can find that. Moving to the next Secretary General, the next Secretary General was Javier Perez de Cuellar, who was from the Peru, and he was in the office from 1982 to 1991, and this is how you can find that you can say that he was a man who was the Latin America country. So this is how you can find here person, first man from the Latin America. Okay, now the next person who was the chairman, or you can say that is Secretary General there, that is Burtas Ghali, and that was man belonging to Egypt. So he remained in the office from 1992 till the 1996, and he served very shortest term. So he was the man who served very shortest term, and he was there almost 3 years like that you can see. So this is also a question which was asked, that who was the Secretary General who served very for shortest term. Then the answer is this Burtas Ghali. Okay, the next person who was there as a Secretary General, that is the Kofi Annan, and he was from the Ghana, and he was in the office from 1997 till the 2006. So he was the 7th kind of the Secretary General. And then after Kofi Annan, the next person who became the Secretary General of this United Nations, and then the name of this man is Ban Ki-moon, and he is from the South Korea, and he was in office from 2007 till the 2016. So this is how you can see. So this is the man who was the 8th, and now the present person who is a Secretary General, name of this person Antonio Guterres, and he's from the Portugal, and he is the 9th kind of the Secretary Generals, and still he is there till now. So one question which may come, that is the uh, Antonio Guterres is of which number of the Secretary General? Then you will just write the answer 9. Okay, so total till from the first Secretary General till now, we have the total 9 Secretary General. Okay, so now let's see what are the specialized agencies of the UN. So this is the list of specialized agency of the United Nations. So total number of the specialized agencies are here. You can see that is 15. Okay. So let's see, because you all know that questions are coming. That is how many specialized agencies are there in the United Nations, and also and their names. So they ask question that which is not the specialized agencies and where they have their headquarters. Okay, and sometimes they may ask question that when it was established as well. So this is how you can find that. They may ask establishment, they may ask about the headquarters, they may know about the which are not the agencies, specialized agencies. So let's start one by one here. The this one, Food and Agriculture Organizations, and it has its headquarter in the Italy, and the man who's heading, that is Q Dion Gu, and it was established in 1945. So this is how you can find. So Food and Agriculture Organization has its headquarter in the Italy, and it was established in 1945, and this man is the head of this. Okay, moving to the next agency. The next agency is this, the International Civil Aviation Organization, and it has its head office in the Canada, and this established was in the 1946. So this is how you can find this. So you can say that International Civil Aviation has its headquarter in Canada, and it was established in 1947, and then this man Juan Carlos Salger is the head of this right now. Now coming to the next agency, International Fund for Agricultural Development. This is another kind of the agency, specialized agency, and it has its office in the Italy, and it was established in the 1977, and this man is heading this office. Next is very important, you all can see, International Labour Organization, that is ILO, and it has its office in the headquarter in Geneva, and it was established in the 1919, but later on it was re-established in 1946 after the establishment of the UN. So this is how you can see. So ILO has its office or headquarter in the Geneva, and it was established in 1919 originally, but later on it has got a significance in the 1946 by the re-establishment. Moving to the next one, the next specialized agency is International Maritime Organization, and it has its office in the London, and it was established in 1948, and this man Kitak Lim is the head of this one. So this is how you can find this agency. International Maritime Organization has its headquarters in the London, and then it was established in 1948. Moving to the next agency, International Monetary Fund, and it has its headquarters in the Washington, and Kristalina Georgieva is the head of this, and it was established in the 1945. So this is how you can find the International Monetary Fund, IMF. Okay, it is being called as IMF. Okay, Washington DC has its headquarters. Moving to the next one, the next one is here, that is the ITU. It is being called as International Telecommunication Union. This is also a kind of the specialized agency, and it has office in Geneva. It was established in the 1947. However, it was very old kind of the body, which was already in existence in the 1865. So the International Telecommunication Union has its office in the Geneva. Moving to the next one, here this one, UNESCO. In the full name of this, sometimes they are asking the full name of this. So the full name is United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization, and has its office in the Paris. It was established in the 1946. Okay, so UNESCO has its office in the Paris. This is very popular questions. The next body which is here, that is, you can see UNIDO, and the full name of this one is United Nations Industrial Development Organization, and it has its office where in the it has its office in the Vienna. Okay, and then this was established in the 1967. So this is how you can see. Moving to the next here, that is the body which you can see here. This one, World Tourism Organization, and it has its office, that is headquarters, in the Spain, and it was established in 1974, and this man Jurberg is the head of this. So this is how you can find. So the World Tourism Organization has its office in Madrid, and it was established in the 1974. Okay, next is Universal Postal Union, and it has its office in the Bern, that is in Switzerland, and it is the oldest body, and it was established originally in the 1874, and later on it was modified in the 1947. So this is the oldest body. Okay, and it has its office in the Bern, and established originally in 1874, but later on it was re-established after the UN, when UN was established. Next is here the World Bank Group. This is the another specialized agency, and you know that it is very popular one, and has its office in the Washington, and it was established in the 1944 originally, but later on it was remodified in 1945. So this is how you can find that. The World Bank Group is having its office in the Washington, and it was established in 1944 originally, but later on it was re-established in the 1945. The next is here World Health Organization, WHO, which is very popular, which became very popular during the time of COVID. Okay, so it has its office in Geneva, and this man Tedros Adhanom is the chairperson of this one. He is heading of this, and it was established in the 1948. So WHO has its office in the Geneva, and you can find that it was established in the 1948. The next is here, that is the WIPO. Okay, it deals with the intellectual property organization. So World Intellectual Property Organization, it has its office in Geneva, and it was established in 1974. So this is how you can find that. So WIPO, that means International Intellectual Property, has its office in Geneva, and it was established in the 1974. This is how you can see. The last one which is here, that is the World Meteorological Organization, which you can see, and it has its headquarters in the Geneva, and it was originally established in the 1950, but you can see this was here in 1973. So somehow you can find that it is looking more old than this Universal Postal Union. So if the answer is coming, then you can give the answer of this one also, but mostly they are, don't take it as a part of the question, but maybe they can take. So you can understand that how the numbers of year is changed from Universal Postal Union to this International Meteorological Organization. So it has office in Geneva, and now if you calculate from 1874, 1873, so then it becomes the most oldest, and it becomes the second oldest. Okay, so this is how you can find this, the structure of this UN's specialized agency here. Now let's see certain programs where people are getting confusion. They believe that this is organization, but actually it is a kind of the program of the UN. So what are the programs they do? Let's see in the next slide. So this is the program and funds of the United Nations. So these are some programs and funds of the United Nations, and where they have the headquarters, under which agency they are going to work, where is the head. So we'll try to find out that. Okay, so the first one is UNDP, and it is being called as United Nations Development Program, and it has its office in the New York, that is my headquarters, and it was established in the 1965. Okay, the second is, so this is not like an agency, it is like a kind of program and funds. Okay, this is how they are being known. So don't confuse, it is like a specialized agency. It is not coming within the category of the specialized agencies. The next is United Nations Children's Fund, and it has its headquarters in the New York, and this was established in the 1946, and Catherine M. Russell is heading this one. The another is United Nations Capital Development Program, that is being called as UNCDF, and has its headquarters in the New York, and it was established in the 1966. Please don't confuse, these are not the specialized agencies. Sometimes you found that they are looking appears to you as agency, but they are not the agencies. Okay, they are the programs. You can see their names also, funds, programs like this. The next is World Food Program. It has its office in the Italy. You all know that the agriculture of the food agriculture जो UN का agency है, this has also its headquarters in Italy, and it was established in the 1963. The next is United Nations Environment Program, and this is being called as UNEP, and has its office in the Kenya, and it was established in the 1972. Okay, the another program and fund of this United Nations is United Nations Population Fund, and it has its office in the, that means headquarters in the New York, and it was established in the year of 1969. Coming to the next one, UN Habitat. So it is being called as United Nations Human Settlements Program. It has its office headquarters in the Nairobi, and it was established in the 1978. And the last program and fund of the United Nations, which you can see here, this is the United Nations Volunteers, UNB, and it has headquarters in the Bonn, this which is in Germany, and it was established in 1978. So this is how you can find. So with this you can see these are some programs and funds of the United Nations. So total number of the programs and funds which you can see, they are the 8 here from the UN. So with this we have taken all the importance questions, topics for the UP prelims, and you know that if you have taken the previous year papers, you will find that the questions are coming from this. So before ending this video, again I am making very humble request to all of you. If you are first on my YouTube channel, please subscribe and do the comment so that we can improve the video more, because your comments are very important to us and for our team as well. So with this note, thank you to everyone.